I'd like to preface this by saying that it's a little bit different than everybody else's. Mine is actually written in the second person, but all of this is nonfiction. I want to dedicate this piece to my father, Paul Donah Marchand Sr., who died January 9th, 2011, at the age of 63, a week before my 21st birthday. At 8 years old, you do not know the difference between aluminum cans. You know the shiny silver ones are bad with the same conviction that Lisa Frank is your hero. You know the colored ones are safe because your mother, sister, brother, and even you drink from them. Later in life, you will sink away from aluminum cans entirely. You will stop drinking from them. You will wince every time you hear the pop that signals their opening, even the safe ones. You will discover that association is a powerful and often inexplicable concept. At 18, you think in terms of absolutes, not absolutions. That man is out of my life, you think, good riddance. You are uncomfortable with ambiguity, too angry to forgive, too raw to process. It is fall and you resist the urge to gag when walking into entryways. You practice full disclosure in the form of your new 5-word phrase that stops people's questions in their tracks. You puke one morning before science lab because you swallow your tea too fast. You know what they're thinking. You wish you could tell them how wrong they are. You wonder if they'd listen. Your professor cites the same phenomena when downing his coffee in the morning. He doesn't believe you and you know it. But who could blame him, any of them really, for their mistake? You curse your weak stomach, wipe the vomit off your sleeve, and get on with your day. You hope they forget and you don't become a lunchtime joke. You learn that those who know understand, and those who don't think you're pretentious, preachy, or worse, religious. At 19, you visit a nursing home. You visited nursing homes before, but this is different. You see an old man in a chair holding a cane and you squint. Then you realize he's your father. You note the beard and the gray hair, the skin and bones. You've seen it all before, but this is new, scary. You feel the curve in his spine that you've inherited when you hug him. You've come to accept your own mortality years ago. It is the mortality of those you love that you have a hard time with. You come to realize your father does not look his age, but what he has done to his body in the time he's been alive shows. This leaves you feeling barren, unwhole. After a lot of thinking and anger, you learn to forgive but not forget. The memories you lost, you wish you'd retained, and those that remain are soiled and wrapped in empty glass bottles and aluminum cans. At 12, you wake up in a hospital bed at 2 in the morning to see your mother and sister standing beside you. Doctors and nurses crowd around you. He is not there. Years later, you will learn when you overhear a fight that he chose not to go. Instead, he sat on the porch, slipping into delirium. He refused to take your brother to see you. He blames your mother for your horseback riding and your fall. This is one of the hardest things to forgive him for. You almost died when he wasn't there. At 16, you are a bridesmaid at your sister's wedding. You watch her walk down the aisle alone. Your father is not there to do the usual rite. Who gives this woman to be married to this man? No one. Certainly not the shell of the man your father has become. At 17, you are alone in the house, sitting in the dark of the living room, watching TV, when he stumbles in the door with a cooler in his hand. As he fumbles up the stairs to his bedroom, you watch as a picture frame crashes to the ground. He doesn't look back. You pick up the frame, a picture of you and your siblings inside it, and place it on top of the radiator. Later, when your mother and brother get home, you tell her what happened and she picks up the broken pieces of glass. At 15, he has a lucid conversation with you about history and reading. You tell him about your That's Not in My American History book, a compilation of little-known events and forgotten heroes by Thomas Ayers. He admits that he used to read a whole lot more than just the newspaper. You smile, leaning against the door frame, seeing a glimpse of the good man your mother is always telling you he used to be. He tells you about the Boston Globe Family Classics, the group of classical literary works that the Boston Globe is publishing and selling for a small price. About a week later, you find some of the books stacked in the entrance of your bedroom. At 20, you are awoken by the sound of a fire alarm at 2 a.m. As you make your way out of your dorm room, outside and into the Mountain View laundry room for warmth, you spot 2 patches of broken glass. Later that day, in the afternoon, you search for the broken bottles on a walk. You find what you saw only in fragments that morning, a broken brown bottle in the shape of a heart. You take a picture of it out of aesthetic appeal. Later, when you look at the heart, you think you should call it the Heart of Franklin Pierce, a bitter joke. But maybe it should be more accurately titled, My Father's Heart. Earlier that year, when you were home for spring break, stressed out of your mind with homework, you spot a bottle filled with pink liquid in the back of the fridge. A gift from your mother's friend who doesn't understand. For a split second, you begin to understand why someone would want to empty the bottle into his or her throat. Someone, but not you. Never you. His blood runs through your veins. You are not looking forward to your 21st birthday. In fact, you are pretty sure it would be better for everyone concerned if you just forget about your 21st birthday. You will never turn 21, you have decided. You will skip that year and pretend people will never ask you out to drink. You are unsure what to say to make everyone understand. All you can think to say is, "My name is Desiree, and I am the child of an anonymous alcoholic."